starboard stern line off, please. "7:30, stunning morning." It's actually a faint, not much because I still haven't got a t-shirt on obviously, but a faint chill in the air at this time of day now. It's getting on towards September. I'm sure it'll be really hot again later, but that actual early morning chill after the heat of the day is quite nice. Anyway, we're slipping Lefkas. We're going up to go through the bridge that we've showed you several times already, so probably won't film much of that. And we're heading north, probably going to go about halfway up to Corfu. Haven't decided exactly where we're going to stop yet. And then tomorrow we'll go up to Corfu, check out from the country and start working our way north to Montenegro. This is Intrepid Bear, a 40-foot sailboat off to explore the world with her crew Ian and Kate.
Come aboard and let's see what's out there.
So yeah, glassy sea, sails just hanging limply. I could roll it up, but it's not actually doing any harm, just hanging limply there at the moment, and there is some wind on the water in the distance over there, so it might come back into play in a little bit. But that's cool, so it's just a gentle bimble really, we're not too worried either way. If it starts flapping then we'll roll it in, but at the moment it's just hanging, and maybe it'll pick up in a bit. Oh, here we go, look, ripples. Ripples, and they look like the wind's on the beam from the ripples, but if you look at our apparent wind, it's still very forward of the beam, but that's because the wind that's coming on our beam is very gentle at the moment, and our forward speed is making the apparent wind go forward, but it's picking up, and it's possible that we might get some drive out of the sail shortly. Not yet though, look. Not yet. Back in Two Rock Bay, you can just see the bottom, about 5 meters deep. You see the anchor. There's a little ruffle on the surface from a little bit of breeze, so you can't actually see clearly, but you can see the chain going off down. It's bitten in, it's in pure sand. You can see it's we've got full 3000 RPM in reverse, and she didn't budge, so she is solid, she's locked in. And we're gonna just have a spot of lunch, fish finger sandwiches, and then we're gonna go for a snorkel.
Here we are back into Rock Bay. I love Lacquer and it will always be special to us. But I say Two Rock Bay is one of the nicest anchorages that we found in this northern part of the Ionian. This snorkeling is just fantastic, and the water looks like some beautiful turquoise swimming pool. So it's quite hot on deck, so I'm going to go in
This was just a flying visit to Two Rock Bay, but check out the link above to see more of this stunning anchorage. So, had a good night with our friends on lovely Garcia boat. Bit of a rolly night, you can see the background rolling now. And some thunder and lightning all night. But we're going to raise the anchor and head on up to Corfu. Okay.
It's raining. I think struggling to remember the last time we saw rain. Possibly there was a couple of drops one day in Lefkas in June. Rain, a change is coming. So, I mean it's still summer, but yeah, actual weather.
So we're heading to shore. We're going to go around to the main port area. I think, as far as I know, we've got to get stamped into Corfu by the port police and maybe out again, who knows. And then we've got to go to immigration to get our passport stamped out, and then we have to give back our transit log to customs, I think. But we'll find out.
This canal between the fortress and main part of Corfu makes a really useful link between the anchorage and the port area. If you've not seen it before, check out the episode linked above from our first visit here.
It is warm. Adventuring in the midday sun. Well, except it's a 4 o'clock sun. But
Is it 4 o'clock?
it's hot. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock. It's hot. The heat of the open car park of the port area.
Yeah,
Tarmac radiating the heat. I'll find the port police, try and remember where it was, and get stamped into Corfu so we can stamp out of the country. It's all good fun. I expect they'll photocopy things 26 times.
And stamp it.
And stamp a lot, yes. Stamp, stamp, stampy stamp. This is the building where the port police is. Obviously we won't film inside because some officials, most officials, understandably don't like that. So we'll go in and try and get our transit log stamped, and yeah, that'll be good.
So, had our crew list and our transit log stamped, and now we have to go right up the other end to customs and immigration, where they will stamp the
Crew list and thing that he just gave us.
Crew list and another unknown piece of paper, and put our passport details on and stamp it, and then they will take the transit log and keep that, and then we have to come back with the crew list and random piece of paper that's been stamped by customs back here to port police, and then we're free to go. Passport stamped.
Stampy stamp.
Stamp, 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 stamp. And now we go and give that stamped piece of paper to the guy in the port police, and then we're good to go.
What, the guy who gave us the piece of paper?
Yes. Yes.
To go back and give to him?
Yes, because they don't have it online or anything. It's all got to be stamped and goes in some big filing system somewhere.
So Dan, they said the policeman was going to be 10 minutes, 20 minutes later he's still not there. But he only needed the piece of paper handing back to him. We got the stamps in our passport, so I left it on the desk. There's a woman in there sipping her coffee casually. She said that'd be okay, so good, we're done. Main thing is the stamp in the passport, quite frankly. The next morning dawned so calm that you could clearly see the seabed and all the seagrass that made anchoring a challenge. As we haul the anchor, you can see the patch of sand that we managed to drop it in, which gave us great anchor holding. Okay. So it's another warm one this morning, weighing anchor, heading out of the anchorage. Gonna get some fuel, we're gonna go around to Gouvier Marina. But Gouvier Marina is a charter base and it's a Friday. So all the charter boats will be heading back today and they'll all need fuel. So later on the fuel dock will be crazy. So it's 9:45, we're weighed anchor, we're gonna head round there now and get fuel. Then we'll drop anchor just outside the marina, get a bit of admin done. Hello. Hello, thank you. But I haven't opened it up yet. I'm ready to.
As we manoeuvre away from the dock, you can already see how busy it's getting. Second coffee of the day.
So it's 5:50 in the morning, the middle of the night I should say. And we're getting going nice and early because although it's a couple of day passage, a 36-40 hour passage, so it doesn't really matter what time of day we start, but there is some little bit of southerly wind, probably not enough to blow us all out there, though you never know. But we don't want to be smashing head into northerly winds, and they're back on Monday. Today is Saturday morning. If we leave now and maintain 4 to 5 knots, we should, 4 or 5 knots, not 45 knots, that would be nice. We should be there in 40 odd hours, which would be Sunday evening. So that's what we're doing because the wind turns northerly again on Monday. So what we're going to do is just head up. We'll use sails all we can, but we won't hesitate from using the motor to keep up to that 5 knots that we need to make the ETA. So that's the plan. So we've got a little bit of wind now, 4 or 5 knots. It's quite tight on the starboard nose, coming fine on the starboard bow. So we are going to stick up the heads of the mainsail because it should give us a little bit of drive and just help us along. And the wind is from the direction it's meant to be, so I'm kind of a little bit more confident that it might stay. I'm still not holding my breath because you know what the winds are like around the Mediterranean. But we'll pop up the mainsail and see how it gives us a little bit of a boost. A little bit more right. Starboard. Okay, hold there. It's come another sort of 10 right, roughly. Okay, you can come back on course. Winds dropped back to a knot and a half, but still got 5.2 knots, whereas we were at 4.9. So we are getting a little bit of drive, so that's the main thing. I said earlier, if we have to motor sail most or all of the way, we will, but looking at the forecast, I suspect we'll get a little bit of sailing from time to time, and then there'll be some motoring with no sails at all, I suspect, looking at the forecast, but who knows?
Last passage of the season.
Wow, and it's still August.
I know, but it's been a lot of miles, so it'd be nice to put down some shallow routes and relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Whee!
Boom. She's out. And she's full. Ish. Might want to come in a little bit. And there we are, checked out of Greece and the Schengen zone, and on our way to our winter home of Montenegro. Please continue to give our videos a like, leave us a comment and subscribe to the channel, as it all helps generate ad revenue to replace and upgrade expensive equipment. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.